there, Bruce Stewart here, Authority Site Nomad. In today's video episode, we're going to be looking at adding a tracking link to a button on our navigation on our sidebar. See how we got buttons here? Well, I call them buttons, and they go to down the left hand side there, as you can't see because I'm hovering over it. They go to a link, just straight to a link. But this particular video I'm going to try to explain how we're going to place it a tracking link so we can track it, that everyone clicks on this button in our navigation bar so we can see who's clicking on our site. So we're going to be using this site here, the Bruce Stewart Show site, because I want to put a button on there. I'm going to put it underneath Authority Blogging Solutions. I'm going to place it there, and we go into our dashboard here, and we will put a widget. We'll use a text link and place it in there. So the button I'm talking about, we'll go and have a look. I've created a button in Snagit. I use Snagit for a lot of my graphic work, just quick and easy. So I've created a button like that, and we're going to go and get a tracking link. So we do that. I'll just bring across this screen here, and we want to go to Click Tracks. That's the name of the company, as in Click Tracks. Login. Not that. We're not going there. Wrong. This one. We're going to log in to Click Track, as in CLIXTRAC.com. So I'm logging into this tracking company, and I'll go through a little process, and I'll show you how we create a tracking link. Now we're going to see some tabs up the top here. So one we're looking for is Create Tracker. We don't need any stats. We don't have to get a code from anywhere. I don't want a rotator. So I want to create a tracker. So I click on that tab there. And what we're going to do is go to the next step. We've got existing campaigns. Next step. And it folds down to campaign name. We've got to create a campaign name. So what I do is get into Notebook first, wherever it is. This one here I've got organized, and I'm going to create a campaign name in here first. Now we're going to be looking at Podcast Crusher. That's what I want to send it to. This is my image link for Podcast Crusher, that image that we were looking at. I put it in an FT program. I'll show you that as well. We'll do that now. Now. Here's FileZilla, and I'll just scroll it up, and I'm in my FTP program, and what I've done is I've uploaded. I'll just bring that up as well. On the left hand side here is our computer, and I've opened all the folders, and it had Podcast Crusher button. That was that one I showed you before. So right clicked it and uploaded it, and it went along and then uploaded on the right here, because this is our Bruce Stewart Show site. Right, it's site here. And I've put it in public HTML. That's the section you put it in to put it in your site. And I've created another little directory called LK. It's my shortened version of link. Now we're in public HTML. We get all this section. We'll just liven it up again because it's dead. There we go. Now we're in our public HTML section. This is our site. And we go down to our folder which we're going to put it in, and it's called LK, which is link. And you can see there I've uploaded it, and what we do is right click and copy the URL to the clipboard. I'll do that anyway, just as a process to show you what's going on. Then what do I need? My notepad again, don't I? So here I go. we grab our notepad, and we'll go down here a bit further, and I'll put that copied on the clipboard, copied in there. And you see it's copied from FTP, so we don't need all that. So what I would do is go to this example one here up the top here. Well, it's a real one, not example, but it's already processed. Control C, copy it, and put my cursor in front of the Bruce and just pull it back to there, and Control V. That gives my http://brucestewartshow.com/. Then this public HTML, because we were in our FTP section, we just got to take that out. So we just highlight that and press on the delete key. We just make sure everything is right, and I got a P left in there, and there's no empty spaces to create problems. Then this button here is brucestewartshow.com, the link, the little directory it's in, and Podcast Crusher /button PNG, that's the image. So I scroll over that, and that will be alive. So we'll go and find a browser on this program here, which is here, and I'll just open a tab, just another tab like that. Put the cursor in the browser bar, Control V, paste that in there, and up should pop our little button. So there it is. It's alive on the web through that URL that's read, that link. That's our button will be alive wherever we put that, and someone clicks on it, on the what's link or cloaked or whatever, that button will come up. Rightio, so I can click off that, and where are we? We're back to our notepad. Oh no, we are on our browser, which is this browser here. Okay, now we're on our notepad. Okay, a notepad, because I'm going to create. So we got the button all under control, and that's that link here. I've got it in here as my management on my notepad, so everything's managed properly, and I understand it because I forget lots of things sometimes. So my images, this is how I've got it organized, my image and the source, which we call that the src, the source equals the URL. So we put the URL in there to start with, because we can use it later. I'll just take that one out for now. Okie dokie. And the affiliate link we're going to equals podcastcrusher.com PC, and the question mark and Duvalaki over there, because that's my link. But what I'm going to do is cloak that link, or create a tracking link, sorry, for it. So we create a little tracker, and this is where we are now. So the tracker I want to use, it has some information. I'll put pod, you'll see what's going on in a sec. Pod crush, the date 2013-02-07. This is for identification purposes. And what else could I put on there? Button. Okay, so I'll put button. Put but will do, short for button. So it's a pod crusher link. It's the date of it that I created it, and it is a button, so that's short for button. Control C, copy that, put that away for a sec. And we campaign name, that's our campaign name. So I keep it on a notepad so I can remember it and know what's going on. And description, we use the same one here, it's the same description, right? And we go to next step, and whirling through another step, I want to set up a text ad. I don't want a banner for this stage, I want a text ad. So this is the one I use most of the time. I'll create a basic tracking URL. Maybe we'll just do that one. See what that one looks like. Basic tracking URL, remember that. So we put our Control V, paste that in there again, which is a brief description of the tracking URL. It's going in there. Now I'll go over, now I need to, where's the URL going to go? Where's it going? So it's going to another site. So we grab our link, which could be an affiliate link or a raw link, just like I have on my other buttons there. Control C, copy that, and come back over, put that in there like that. If you would like the system to send an email, no, I don't need it to send an email. Would you like the above landing page cloaked? Yes, we will cloak it. So we click that. Then you enter a title for the cloaked page, and then here we'll put, because it's going here, I can spell it properly, Podcrush. Getting tired here. Podcast Crusher. Come on, let's get going. Right, that'll do. Would you like the referrer data removed from the ads traffic? Yes, the referrer is click-tracked. Yes, we remove that. Would you like to forward a sub-ID, so we're not collecting sub-IDs or anything like that, to go somewhere else? So save tracking URL, click that button there, and look what we get here. Here's the new tracking URL, okay, and there's a coded one as well we can use, but we won't bother about that. So we take this, highlight it and copy it, and of course where do we go? You've guessed it, over to our notepad where we're saving everything. So we do a couple of clicks maybe down there like that. Rightio, and this is what I'll do as well. So the tracking is ClickTrack's cloak link podcast crusher, and that's the link itself, and that's where it'll go to. So what we'll do is copy that, and we'll go to a browser. We'll click on a browser, this one here. We'll open a tab. We just want to check to see if the link is working first. So we put it in our browser, click the enter button, and see the title comes up here, Podcast Crusher. That's where it's going to. And a whole lot of noise starts, you can't hear that. Which, turn it off so it's not in my ear. So we know it's going to the right place. So we go back again. What's our next stage? We go back to our trusty notepad again, because we're going to go through a process. Okay, so we've got some HTML code here. It's a div code, div style. And what does it say that it wants? So you need a code like this. So we need, it's a style, it's text align, it works in the center, the reference code. Enter the site, the URL to the site, the targeted site, the site you want to go to, enter the URL. Okay, so that's what we should be doing. So we want to be going to this one here, the link. We're not going to Authority Site Nomad or anything like that. This is our affiliate link, so that's the site that we want to go to. So if we weren't tracking it, we would control copy that and put that in there. I'll do that now, control copy, and put between those speech marks there, be careful, whoops, these speech marks here. See that? Between that speech mark and that speech mark, and I'll control V and I'll paste that in there. So that's the URL it'll go to, and it'll get picked up when someone clicks that button. So we got to go to the URL image tracking. So you see it says a source. We want an image button. So we find that up here, don't we? Image source button. So we control C and copy that. Scroll along and copy that with control C. Make sure you pick up all the little bits, because sometimes when you're copying you leave the H out or something like that, and then you wonder why the button works. This has happened to me. Why doesn't my button work? I've done everything right, and then I'll see how that I've left that U in there like that, and I could paste this in there like this, and then I'm not looking properly, and I think, I'm all okay. So I go and paste it in my widget bar, go and test it, click the button, nothing happens. Then we get real, that's that word, upset, that word, and wondering what's going on, scratching a hand, whinging and moaning and complaining. So what we have to really do is go back and have a look at the process again. Have we got too many empty spaces, or have we got a space somewhere, and have we got all the letters, characters in the right place? So anyway, so we're still working on this thing here. So the reference, it goes to the website Okay, it's got our podcast button. It's going to use our button, this little HTML section, but we want to do the tracking. That's why we tracked it, didn't we? So we get the tracking URL, copy that. This was just an example. That's if you weren't using the tracking, you would just use a straight URL. So we're going to take this podcasting one out. We just scroll over it. Be careful, we can delete if we want to, we can put a space in if we want to, and Control V. I'll just move that along, and there it goes. There it is. I'll bring that so we can see it. So I've got my tracking URL in there. I've got where the source, the button source, so I can Control C. I'll scroll over that and Control C, copy it, and I'll put that away. And we're going over to our site, which is Bruce Stewart Show site, and we're in the admin section in the dashboard. And what we have done is come down to just hang on, I'll just bring that up here to appearance. Under the appearance little tab, and under the little drop tabs under there, we've gone to widget, and we're in the widget section. And here's the paper template on the right hand side here. Here's the paper template plugin, Authority Site Nomad plugin. Just reference that here. See the widget. It's the paper template one. It's been created. That's the Authority Blogging Solutions one, and we're going to place this one underneath that. Okay, see if everything works. Back again. So I'm going to get a text. We've got to find a text button icon, which is here. We'll bring that up here, and we're going underneath the Authority Site Nomad. No, we won't. I'll just put it in there for now. Just place it in there, and we can shift it after. I'll show you how to shift it. Love Podcast Crusher. That's a headline. Put this in here. Put my cursor in the big box, so we got a title. Put my cursor in the big box, and what I've got to do, Control V, and that's entered into there. Right, we just pull that down. Save it. Click the save button. Wheels going around. Save. Close it if you want to, or close it later. Now I'm going to scroll through here because I'm going to make sure it's sitting in the place I want it to. Visit Authority Site Nomad blog. Love this podcast crusher. So everything should be honky-dory. Let's hope everything works. Go across to our site. F5. Regurgitate it. Recycle it. Here it goes. There it goes. Wait for it. Oh, works. Believe me, sometimes it doesn't work because I've done something wrong, so don't worry, that's why I'm excited. It works. So now we want to click on it. So if someone comes to this blog here, a Bruce Stewart Show blog, where my podcasting is and things like that, and it's got comments, and then we've got buttons down the side there, so to have a look at whatever tickles your fancy. You might like podcasting. Podcasting is extra traffic. Join our community now. Click here. So you'll click here. You click on it. See how I hover over it, and down the left, down here, see it come up. That's the tracking codes coming up. So I should click on it, and it takes me to another page. See, Podcast Crusher coming up, and here's the Podcast Crusher. I just got to turn the music off. It's blasting in my ear. So there's the Podcast Crusher. That's where it goes to. The visitor will go to this page because they're probably interested in podcasting. Then they'll scroll down, hopefully like what they see, listen to it, then could buy that product off that page. Okay, so it's Bruce here from Authority Site Nomad, and working on our Bruce Stewart Show blog. How we created what we've done is created button. Where was the button here? We created a button, a graphical button. And then we went over here and we went to our FileZilla, and we installed a button on our site, whatever site we wanted to. We put it on our site and got the URL off it, and then we what did we do? We grabbed our notepad and we did some processing. We went to click tracks, we entered the tracking in click tracks over here, where's our browser? This one here, it was on this browser. And if we want to look at the stats, we go to stats, you see, and campaign stats, we click on that and we go and scroll through a campaign. We've got to go and find it, so we look for P because we got it under P, didn't we? Under P, podcast, it's in alphabetical order. So Podcast Crush, there it is here. We opened it and we have a look at all-time tracking. It comes here, you can look today, yesterday, last 7 days, this month, or we'll go today because it's only today anyway. It'll have a couple of clicks on it, and we'll click it and it'll show us that we've got 3 clicks. They're my clicks actually, you see, and you click on the highlighted bit there and it's 3 clicks from that IP address, which is my IP address. Okay, so we turn to the control panel. So what we can do now is we want to wait till this comes up. Just got to wait till this works because I want to edit it and delete those clicks that are already there. And here's a record, a little graph on what's been tracked in previous 7 days. And here's another little wheel round one to show you where they've come from. We've had 6 from free affiliate marketing, 7 from this billing nomad, 8 from this person, whatever it is, 9 from that one, and that sort of thing. And straight from Google is 9, from this person 29 clicks. So we go here to our current campaigns, this thing here, and we'll scroll down and we'll find P Podcast Crush. We highlight that and click on the edit and delete campaigns, and it'll bring up another window, and here it says reset campaign stats. You can delete the campaign in this section, do some changes maybe. So reset campaign, yes, we want to reset them back to 0. So they're back to 0. And we go to stats, campaign stats. It's a bit of a process, but we have to go through this just to make sure that you can follow along and understand all this. So you can watch this video more than once. Podcast Crush, click it. Today's stats, we go, and lo and behold, no one's been here yet. So it's all clear, your campaign's ready to go, your tracking set in place. So we'll put that away. So anyone that goes to this here, I won't click it now, any visitors that come here and click on that, they will be tracked, and you got a record of them from there with their IP address and everything like that. So this is, so I think that's finished, and you need that, you can copy this. Maybe I'll put it in a link somewhere. I'll put it somewhere on our coding in our authority site Nomad under resources or something like that. But you can copy by just pausing the video and just copying it yourself out. The way we do our coding, our HTML coding for our widgets in our sidebar. Right, let's get out of here. It's Bruce Stewart from authority site Nomad with our widgets, tracking in our widgets. Okay, so we hope to catch you in another video and episode soon. So it's Bruce here signing off, and bye for now.